What if I told you this person wasn't real? Neither is this one. Would you believe me? What about this image? Do you think it is real? Well, it actually is. Just kidding. That one was obviously fake. The truth is, these were all generated using AI. Which AI is that? It is called Midjourney. And the scary parts, it is almost impossible to tell the difference. With Midjourney's recent update to version 5, the realism in their images is next level. It's at the point where it's impossible to notice the difference between AI generated images and real life. Today, you're going to see the progression in Midjourney where we compare images from their version 3 up to the current version 5, and I did include versions 1 and 2 because the images were so graphic and horrible that you probably shouldn't see them. And make sure you watch until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to update the settings to achieve the same result that you're about to see. So let's take a look at our first image. Here we have a luxury condo penthouse room. Can you guess which version of Midjourney this is? Well, if you guessed version 3, then you are correct. Now, let's take a look at version 4 of this exact same prompt. The image looks significantly better with more details. Now wait for it. Here it is, the new version 5 of Midjourney. And you can see here, the details are significantly better. The actual realism in this photo looks like as if someone took it with a high quality DSLR camera. So now let's take a look at a few more images. So here is another example. This is the version 3 of Midjourney, and the prompt I typed in was a robot smashing a car. And you can see here, it tried its best, but version 3 clearly just can't do what it wanted. Now take a look at version 4. Actually looks significantly better. It has the robots, some have a car, but it looks like it transformed the actual robot into a car, and these images still look a little, how could I say, not so realistic. Now let's go to version 5. So for this one, it actually created two cartoon illustration like designs. However, you can see the top right, the yellow car, looking kind of like a Bumblebee transformer, and the bottom left picture as well. And these are significantly nicer looking. You can see the detail of the car, the glare, the shadows, and even the bottom left picture, the graphics in the person's muscular anatomy, they look significantly nicer. Even the cartoons are quite amazing too, which I've noticed version 5 has been introducing a variation of different options. However, if you were to go ahead and continuously make variations of this prompt, I'm sure I would have gotten better results. So now let's move on to the next image. So here with our prompt, dog eating pizza, you can see here, version 3 looks a little scary, not gonna lie, kind of terrifying, might give you some nightmares. There's a reason why I didn't show you version 1 and 2, so warning, do not type dog eating pizza on version 1 of Midjourney unless you want to see something quite horrific. And now let's move on to version 4. Now this is something I noticed, especially when it comes to eating objects with version 4. The actual object that I typed, for example pizza in this one, it doesn't look like it looks like pizza. It looks similar, some are cartoon-like. The top left one does look a little bit better, however the alignment with the eating of the dog's mouth, it just doesn't make sense. And you can see that it's okay, but I'm sure if enough people saw this image, they could tell that it was clearly AI generated. Now version 5. So here you can see it looks significantly more real. The top right picture though, I'm not sure, that looks like a floating UFO pizza ship just hovering in front of the dog's face. So that one definitely could use some remixing. However, you can see the realism in these pictures. The top left, I can kind of look at the shading. However, from a distance, I could not tell. Bottom left picture, if you told me that you took this on your phone, I would 100% believe you. And it's astonishing how much realism it is compared to the previous versions. And even the details in the pizza are way, way better. Now here is where it starts to get scary. The prompt for this is I typed in fitness model guy working out, and version 3 looks like almost very difficult to see, some sort of illustration drawing. Now let's move on to version 4. Much better. I would say these images look somewhat real in terms of the muscle definition. However, they look like they were filtered quite a bit, and especially the top left picture, clearly you can tell that doesn't look like a realistic design. Maybe the bottom left, but it's hard to really notice the difference until you look at version 5. Now look at this. Tell me which image here would you believe is real? And for most of them, I would say I think they're all real except the top right. I didn't even notice this, but it looks like he's wearing a sports bra or a tank top that got cut off, as if you've ever seen a girl style athletic sports bra. It looks like they put that on him. So I don't know how the AI did that, but just looking at these pictures, the bottom left looks ridiculously real. If you were to tell me that is a person that is working out at a gym near my city, I 100% could not even notice the difference. Even the other bottom right, the muscle definition looks quite even. His shoulders, his muscles, his triceps look significantly larger, but in general, to the untrained eye, it's almost impossible to identify the difference. And even the major thing that they were talking about in version 5 is the hands. So the bottom left and right look okay, but the top doesn't even have hands, and the top right, his hand is going through the bar, it looks like, almost not even sure how that's even possible. So already the hand is just starting to look much better in the images, and for the future versions it's just going to get even better. Now here we had to switch it up, and I typed in futuristic car. Version 3 looks basic, but it's still quite impressive and not bad. Now let's move on to version 4. Much cooler. This is some sci-fi alien spaceship liking posters, and to be honest, I'm pretty happy with this result for version 4. Now let's take a look at version 5. Significantly better detail. The lighting in these pictures are out of this world. If you were to tell me this is a concept car for some futuristic space company in the future, I could not tell the difference. Especially the top left, the bottom right. Those two look very good. The top right, could use some work. The bottom left is cool, but it's a little dark, so it's hard to see all the details. However, this is quite insane in the levels from version 3 to version 5. So now here, it's starting to get even scarier. I typed in celebrity actor on the red carpet. Version 3 clearly is just not it. Version 4, still okay, but it's not even close, and some of the results don't even really make sense. Now version 5, this is crazy. Take a look at the top right and the bottom left. Those two images, if you were to tell me this is a normal person that just took a picture on the red carpet, it's extremely difficult to see any AI generation in this. The hand placement, you can see all 5 fingers, it looks like. Even the bottom left is even hard to tell the difference because it's just his hands in his pocket. And there's image of people in the background, and they look almost just how it should. The only difference is that it looks like one person's body is cutting through the little gate. But in general, the realism for pictures of faces, it's starting to get insane, and I can't even tell the difference. And I even know that this is AI generated. Now here's a little fun problem I decided to check. I typed in alien eating a planet. Version 3, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Version 4 is actually pretty good. You know, it looks like these crazy weird little shapes. Looks like a big giant alligator monster thing, and has a planet. This one looks more like a shark. However, version 5 is starting to get quite scary with this realism. And I noticed they've started to mix variations of illustration designs, which I mentioned earlier. And these are pretty detailed and graphic. So that's quite interesting. And now let's take a look at another human-like realism poster. And again, the realism is crazy. So for here, this is version 3. Simply typed in supermodel in Dubai in a fancy or luxury hotel. Version 3, I don't even know what is this, to be honest. Version 4, it has more of this like Egyptian style costume look. Now look at version 5. Could you tell or recognize these are all AI generated? These pictures look so realistic, it's almost insane. The only one that I would say out of all 4 of these looks kind of fake is the top left, and it's because of the shading, the lighting. But then again, that could just look like an old camera. But in general, all of these pictures, I could not tell the difference. And that's something you have to be worried about, because soon they already have artificial people online. You're not gonna know what's the difference between the reality and fake. And that is something very scary to think about. Now, if you made it to the end, let me show you exactly how to set up your Midjourney so that you can go ahead and do a similar test like I showed in this video. So here I am on Midjourney, and if you want to do a similar test like I said earlier, all you need to do is type in slash, then go and type settings, and you can either press enter or you can simply click on this, and this actually will allow you to update the settings. So if it doesn't show, simply click enter here. And now you can see the settings are updated. So all you need to do is simply click on the version. So we want to do Midjourney version 3. You click on that, type in imagine and your prompts, and then hit enter, and then I'll go ahead and do version 3. And then you can retype the prompt in, but make sure you click on version 4 next time, and then version 5. And these are additional qualities that you can change up to make your image better.